Hey everyone, Jeff May here, and I am here with my very good friend, Film Threat's Chris Gore. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm at a convention.
I know they're back.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
so
awesome.
It's so great because I actually just saw you at a convention like a couple weeks ago. I saw you at DesignerCon. We're at LA Comic-Con now, which means I got to tell you that I did read the comic that I got from you at DesignerCon. I was walking by, you had them in a bag. And you were like, check this out, I'm working on this new project. And so I'm so excited to have you here because now I get to talk to you after I've gone through the book.
Nice. Well, and I can tell because look at how ratty this is. Look at that. This is, first of all, I'm like you.
Yeah.
I read comics. While I like to collect comics, I also like to read them. And it's an anthology comic put together by Bobby Schwartz, Walter Reyes, myself. Just highlighting different stories that we want to continue the adventures of.
I do really like this. I really enjoyed getting an opportunity to read it, and I did overread it. So as you can tell, I did. I opened it. The thing about it is it's a high quality book. It's got that really good cover. So and I was like kid under the covers reading it. I was like down and pushing it down. And afterwards I was like, and I'm gonna have to get my collector's copy. That's a problem that you might have too, is sometimes you just have to get two books and you're like, I'm gonna read, this is my reading copy and this is my keeping copy and this is my eating copy.
I'll admit that I've done that. Comics
Yeah.
that you read and then comics, well, I want to keep a nice one.
Absolutely. I do the same. I'm like, two covers, one's my reading cover. So aside from the comic, because you've been doing that, what else we got going on? I mean, it's been a while since we've had conventions. We're back in the swing of things. Hopefully they're going to keep steaming forward.
Right.
So what do we have on the horizon from you, from Film Threat? What's going on?
Well, Film Threat, also the website, it's updated daily. You know, you want to get your daily dose of independent film, that's where you go. You go to you visit our site and our YouTube channel, whatnot, because we interview filmmakers. But I'm working on a documentary actually that two documentaries. One that we're nearly finished with called Film Threat Sucks. I always like to do a patch for any project I do. Check it out.
So Film Threat.
It's a documentary about
I feel
Film
uncomfortable
Threat.
saying this. Film Threat Sucks.
But it's a documentary about Film Threat magazine in the 90s, kind of the rise and fall of indie film. And then the other documentary we did a Kickstarter for, it's called Attack of the Doc. This is the official crew patch. So if you were one of our Kickstarter backers, you have one of these patches.
So you can get the Attack of the Doc. Now, I'm going to guess that this has to do with sort of the transition into TV with Attack of the Show.
Yes, it's a documentary about Attack of the Show and kind of the cultural impact and you know, the behind the scenes, like how did that show start? Where did the name come from? How did Olivia and Kevin become the hosts? You know, like it's like the origin story of Attack of the Show, told by people who work there behind the scenes. The head writer, the directors, producers, telling unheard stories you've never heard about working on Attack of the Show. And I'll also reveal some secrets in the doc. Like one of the things I used to do on the show, I used to mispronounce swear words because I could get away with it. I would say like, that director's a real shatheed.
So like it's sort of like adding like the frack.
Right. It's like that.
Yeah. In Battlestar, you're like, just make up just add a new word, and then you're fine with that.
Or just mispronounce it.
And so now, Attack of the Show now coming back.
Yes, I know.
We've seen the rebound coming.
It's only
through.
a couple episodes in, and I don't know. I'm just glad to be part of the legacy. I feel like it's like what we did was like the original series of Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
And what they're doing is the next generation.
Yeah.
New generation of hosts and comedians and writers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's exciting.
Yeah, very excited to see. I've got some of my favorite people and friends have gotten jobs with the new version that grew up watching the older version, the original version. So it is great to see that transition through.
Yeah.
And to sort of have this for the new generation in an area where it will succeed. You know, when you had, you know, G4 TV, and then it sort of it became like GQ or something. Like they got bought out, and it totally
that didn't last
shifted.
long, did it? It didn't do well.
But now we're ripe.
Yes.
For this resurgence of, I mean, I'm really dating myself to say tech TV, which was I guess the name of G4 before, but having tech TV, having technologically based television that is sort of really great for this.
Yes.
We're in a technology pushed world more than we've ever been before.
Yeah, no, tech and pop culture are, I mean, bigger than ever,
Yes.
right? I mean, not only because tech impacts our lives, but pop culture is mainstream. It wasn't like that even like 10, 15 years ago. It wasn't mainstream.
We
right?
look at 2008. I honestly
that
think
was a tipping point.
2008
That was
really
it.
became, I'd say Iron Man really became that tipping point of like,
yes.
here it is.
That's when normal people were like, hey, I like Marvel movies. I know who Iron Man is. So, yeah, no, that was really where it began to, where it was like, you could just walk up to Comic-Con, just get a ticket or get a hotel. Now, of course, it's impossible. So.
Where did you land on that spectrum of people now, like what we would, some people refer to as like the casuals, the people that are just
well, I mean,
like, are you excited about that? Do you wish it was back more like the olden days?
I'm in two minds about it. One, I've been going to conventions since I was a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
It was like part of the auto show in Detroit.
I would
there was
say
like
this,
a room where there was comics, just
we
one
call
room.
them basement cons.
Yeah,
I would
that
go
was-
to the Holiday Inn
Right.
in Boxborough, Massachusetts,
Right.
and I would just go through these quarter bins and
That
they'd
was
be
me.
I was same thing.
That was me going to conventions and, as a kid. And then when I moved to the West Coast from Detroit, I started going to San Diego Comic-Con, which in the beginning, in the 90s, was a comic convention,
Yeah.
right? That's what it was. I think I first went there in 1990.
Yeah.
And it was just like this, it was small,
Yeah.
right? It was really, like you said, 2008, because I remember going to Comic-Con in the 90s where you would see a woman at a convention, and it was like a Bigfoot sighting.
It was wild.
It was like,
yeah.
hey, there is a woman at a comic convention. But now what's great is the audience for conventions is very diverse now.
Yes.
It's clearly 50-50 male-female.
I was going to say,
There are legit female fans of pop culture comics, all of it.
I love the
Yeah.
inclusiveness,
Yeah.
the growth that we've experienced.
Yeah.
There's that immediate sort of gut check that some people get where they're like, it's not the same as it was when I was a kid. I'm like,
Right.
nothing is.
Yeah.
But then,
Right, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, surprised, you pay taxes now.
Yeah, yeah,
This is one of those worlds, but at the same time, that people can love the things that they love, and they can, it used to be that if you were a jock, you weren't allowed to love Spider-Man. Like it was
Right.
like this social hierarchy of and now everybody is allowed to love what they want.
Yes.
Pop culture is an ocean now. It
Yeah.
used to be that you would have to seek it out, but we're just so surrounded by it.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that we can go to places like and we could like Motor City Comic Con,
Yeah.
or Designer Con, or
Emerald
San Diego,
City.
Emerald City,
C2E2,
all of these
MegaCon.
amazing. And of course, LA Comic Con,
Right.
that we can see all these people. I mean, if we look around, we go out here, you see everybody from, toddlers to senior citizens to, all people across every spectrum. And nobody feels unsafe.
Yeah, yeah.
And nobody feels judged. Or, I'm
Yeah.
not speaking for everybody, but you know what I mean. Like,
No, but it's true. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, look, I had many long boxes of comics. And it was kind of actually a source of shame in some ways. Like, I've got this whole room where I got all my stuff and whatever, and I kind of pull out the comics and, I don't want to, it's sort of like almost like a secret identity. You kind of keep your nerd thing hidden around normal people. Now, like, it's like, you kind of find the thing you
I love
love,
it,
right? Like, I really love Batman. I've been a Batman fan since I was a little kid,
and now it's everywhere.
Now there's like, Batman is like James Bond. There's just going to recast Batman every 5 years.
It used to be you'd get like a toy,
Right,
And now
right.
it's like, which one of these 40 statues do you
God.
want to choose from?
I had one of those original 1966, the Adam West Batman TV series, Corgi metal Batmobile. Do you remember that?
Oh, man.
And it's like this big.
It was like
and
it was like tin, right? It was a
not well,
it
it's
was like
metal, but it was like heavy. And God, I had one as a kid, destroyed it. It was all chipped, and I found one like new in the box and bought it. I love
that.
it.
Yeah, I love doing that, reconnecting and rebuying
Yes.
your old. I did that with a Masters of the Universe Clawful. He was my guy, and I picked him up, and that was my grail. I was like, just want the one toy that I loved as a kid,
Right.
and I want it in the package as like art now.
Well, now what's cool is they're doing reissues. Like, I remember, I don't know if you remember Aurora model kits.
Oh yeah,
I actually have a book of Aurora model kit instruction manuals. That's what an Aurora model kit nerd I was. I used to just, because they didn't make Godzilla toys when I was young.
Yeah.
they just had like model kits, so everything had to be a model.
And that
kit.
was a great preservation of horror culture and sci-fi culture at the time. And I love what you said. You were a comic fan. You had all these long boxes, and now you get to be in the long boxes with Dual Animal. That's such a rad thing to see. Chris, I'm so excited that I got you out here.
Yeah,
to talk
thanks.
to you.
I'm so
I
happy
love
for the
seeing
invitation.
you at cons. We're back.
Yes, cons are back.
Check it out, guys. Check out Chris Gore. Follow him on social media. Definitely check out Film Threat, and of course, check out Attack of the Doc and Film Threat Sucks. Both are going to be coming soon to a documentary location near you. That's not a thing, but why not? Thank you all so much. See you later, Chris. Thanks.
Thank you.